Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And welcome back to my channel. In today's Pick a Card reading, we're going to be talking about how to increase your self-love so that you can enter into this summer or this next season with confidence. If you're able to increase your sense of self-love, that's going to help you be able to make better decisions so that you can have a lifestyle and a life that feels a lot more in alignment to you. It also helps you to attract and manifest things better because when you're in an energy of self love, it increases your vibration and it strengthens your aura. So, if you want to learn some more ways to increase your self love that are more personalized and tailored to you, then check out this tarot spread that I made. And you can take a screenshot and follow along with me so that you can get a more personalized message. And then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and choose your card here. But don't forget to subscribe and like and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a pick a card reading or an update from me. So if you're ready, I want you to ground your energy, take some deep breaths, and then choose the card that you feel drawn to the most. And this is going to be from left to right. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Once you've chosen, head down below to the comments or to the description where the timestamps are posted. And if you're interested in a personal reading with me or you want to contact me, you'll find details for that below as well. And I will see you in a minute for your reading. For those of you guys who choose number 1, how to increase your self-love. We're going to get started with the first part of the spread, and this is the card that you chose. And we're looking into, why do people love you? What are those qualities that you have that just make you so lovable? Because sometimes when we're struggling with our sense of self-love, we're not able to see ourselves sometimes the beautiful way that other people see us. So sometimes it can help to have those things reflected back to you to help you grow your sense of confidence. And so we're getting the Queen of Cups. So this is like an archetype or a personality from the tarot. And the Queen of Cups does typically represent somebody who is a water sign. We got Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. So perhaps you have a lot of water in your chart. But even if not, this represents somebody who is very ruled by the water, and the water symbolizes emotions. So people love the fact that you are really comfortable in your emotions and that you're really expressive. In fact, the Queen of Cups is known to be somebody who might write poetry or music or sing or dance. Anything that's creative, but that has to do with really expressing those feelings. So, definitely something perhaps with the performing arts, but also, you could be somebody who might be a little bit shy of being on the stage, is why sometimes I see people who are like writers who have this Queen of Cups energy. But definitely people are looking at you and seeing this very romantic and poetic way that you live your life. You're someone who is really into romanticizing your life. And that's because romance and love and all those things that are very close to the heart are so important to you. So, because of that, you're really nurturing, and people notice that quality about you. You might be really talented working with animals or even with children. So people notice that you have that wonderful divine feminine nurturing quality to you. Something else that people love about you is actually your sense of style and fashion, because you can even see here in this picture that this person is dressed in like this gorgeous robe, and it has like these really cute ruffles on it. It's like off the shoulder. It's like they've really taken time with their appearance, and like it's really ornate and detailed, and people notice that about you, that when you put yourself together that you might have little details. Even if your style is more minimalism, it's likely to have something whimsical or just like a little bit different or more detailed to it. I don't know why when I see the Queen of Cups I always think about Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter, but at the same time, I don't know, it is very much the energy of like a mermaid or somebody who enjoys being by the water or by the beach. Definitely someone who's absolutely beautiful, and when other people are around you, they feel like they have a safe space. Also, a lot of people might find you attractive. It's true, like you are somebody who radiates that natural magnetism and the divine feminine energy and like the attractiveness, and also like maybe more ethereal essence. So people feel that energy off of you. So I could probably go forever, but those are some things that are standing out. You have these wonderful nurturing qualities. You make everybody feel comfortable and at home. And you also have your own unique way of looking at the world and living life. And those are some really beautiful things about you. So next we're going to get into it with what personal needs are you neglecting. So maybe you could think of this as like ways that you're not showing yourself love. Like sometimes when we neglect ourselves, I would say that's the opposite of self-love. When we're, not showing ourselves kindness, we're ignoring like our needs and our wants and our dreams, can kind of put us on that path of not really being in that energy of self-love. So how are you neglecting yourself and your needs? The first card is deal with depression. And so, sometimes we're going through life, we don't realize that we've kind of fallen into a slump, or that we have come to a place where, we're feeling this way. And if this is a very serious thing for you, of course, reach out and get help and get support. There's so many resources out there for sure, but this might also just be like your outlook every day. Being able to feel a little bit more positive and feel like you have something to look forward to. And I always say that depressed simply just means deep rest. That's something that Ralph Smart, Infinite Water, is one of my favorite YouTube channels. He talks about that all the time. And I love that quote because sometimes it really is just that your body wants to rest and wants to heal. So this is all about giving your body what it needs, giving your mind what it needs, dealing with depression. And it might mean that you need to adopt a new routine, or that you need to slow down a little bit, or that you need to maybe start asking yourself what the root cause is. But this is something that could help you to work on more self-love. Instead of just accepting this is how it's going to be for you, life is always going to be like this, you're always going to be down. Or instead of rushing through life and ignoring how you're truly feeling, this is about turning into it, paying attention to it, being open to it, almost welcoming it, to allow it to teach you something so you can heal through it. And then they're saying, open your mind. I find that so interesting. I want to pull some more cards about that. How are you neglecting yourself? So if they're telling you to open your mind, they might be saying that your mind is closed. Maybe it's just you're not able to see forward with a really positive perception right now because of what you're going through. Maybe because of this. But I want to pull some clarifiers. What are they trying to tell you? Your angels and guides. What do you need to know? So there's a message that there is something manifesting for you. It could be that you feel like you've been waiting around forever, and that's why you're getting kind of down. You're just like, when is this going to happen? And, your guides see that you're just longing for this so much, and like what you're trying to manifest is something that will be absolutely blissful and worthwhile. And they're saying it's coming through. It's coming through. So maybe what you're going through right now is just a little bit of a transition. Maybe that's what they're saying. Like, open your mind to that perspective that your current situation is not your final destination. This whole thing is transforming. So I'd say this is the main one right here on maybe some ways you've been neglecting yourself. So let's move forward. How can you practice more self-love? So now we're moving forward to maybe some advice. So how can you practice more self-love? Any messages about that for you? Ooh, something is definitely coming up about writing and giving yourself some time to explore your thoughts and your energies and your emotions. And that makes sense because when you're feeling down or when you're feeling a little bit depressed, it can be that you have these thoughts that are just overwhelming. Sometimes it's like the inner critic, or it's just worst case scenarios and worries and things going around in your head. Or sometimes it's like you are really sad, but you don't want to even think about it. So, your guides are saying don't numb yourself out, don't run away from it, spend some time writing about it. And it might be kind of overwhelming when you first open up that journal or those pages or that note on your phone to just write about it, but it's something that you need to do. It's almost like it's something that's going to help you kind of get things out and get organized. And it's almost like you need an outlet. You need to vent. And it might be right now, maybe you're not comfortable talking to anybody about it, or you're not sure like how to articulate it. Or maybe you've been talking to a lot of people, but it just hasn't been helping. And maybe it's like you really need what you really need is your own time and your own attention. So I really am seeing that. They're saying that that's going to help you kind of purge or flush some of this energy out. I'd be so surprised. So yeah, definitely this is a self-love thing for you. I feel like the writing, and it makes sense too because you got that Queen of Cups energy. So you're somebody who's extremely expressive. And I already got stuff about writing for you earlier, like gifts with the poetry, music, something like that. So this is why maybe this is so healing for you. Sometimes one of the things that our inner child loves the most, the things that we really enjoy, that can be like a love language for ourselves. So to spend some time doing writing for you, or expressing, or the art for you to channel these energies or kind of figure things out, get stuff organized, or just be able to have a space to release will be so, so healing. And look, I see the tears coming down, or I see like the emotions coming out. And I also see some fears, almost like you're afraid that if you write things down or you talk about how you're feeling, that like it's going to manifest. Because I do see in these cards that you're someone who's really positive and you're always lifting other people up. You're always so nurturing. But your guides are asking you to look at this in a way where you realize it's kind of a smart thing to do, because if you can release that energy, you don't bottle it up. You don't carry it forward. It's not in your subconscious. It actually helps you manifest things faster. It's part of, self-love. So it's actually just a very simple tip I'll leave you with today. Honestly, writing down your feelings, organizing things. And I also think they are talking about writing out your ideas too, because you have a lot of ideas, entrepreneurial type ideas. You want to get people involved. You want to have like partnerships, collaborations. So to organize that, definitely a message too. So it's like writing things down, using that to heal and reflect and release heavier energies, but also using it to get organized. So this could even be like writing emails to get the ball rolling on things. So get to that writing. All right. So we're going to finish this reading up with, how can you treat yourself something to something relaxing and special? So how can you treat yourself to something relaxing and special? Because you deserve it. You're worthy. There's so many ways that we can show ourselves self-love, but this is just one, giving yourself a chance to relax and treat yourself to something special. So there is something here about like this big goal, this big fantasy, this big dream you have. Maybe you're someone who sees with the big vision, because we did get that Queen of Cups energy for you, which is talking a lot about you being a visionary and a romantic. So something relaxing, special. I see giving yourself like either like taking yourself on a date, one of those things where like you dress up and you go to the museum and then out for like, some dessert, and or perhaps taking yourself on a day at the beach or something. Or, if you're in a relationship, giving yourself a day to just be with the family, to really be with everybody. Maybe you can prepare for it ahead of time and ask your partner for help so that you can get all the cleaning and things done, so you feel like you can just have that day to just do your thing. It does feel like, maybe like a little vacation or weekend getaway. That would be something really nice, something really relaxing, special for you. And I also see something about this whole concept of just taking a day to completely disconnect from, if there's anything you're waiting on coming through, any bad news or anything that's frustrating you right now, try to handle what you can and then give yourself that day to just completely detach, because no matter what's going on, you do deserve this time for yourself. And so beautiful. I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 2, let's get started with the first part of the spread, and we're talking about how to increase your self-love. So this is the card that you chose, and the question is, what do people love about you? Because sometimes it can be hard to really appreciate the things that we love about ourselves or show ourselves self-love. However, you're encountering all these people all the time who just, it's easy for them to see those amazing, incredible qualities in you. So sometimes this can help to boost your confidence a little bit. Realize you have so many beautiful qualities to be proud of and you to love yourself for. So we're going to start there. We are getting the artist card. All right, so people love the fact, and we're just going to say it because it's right here, they love the fact that you are artistic. People see you as someone who is incredibly visionary, always thinking about what their next project is going to be. And you might be considered like a Renaissance man or a Renaissance woman or a Renaissance person, because it's like whatever you choose to do, you get really focused on it and you get really interested in it and you can be really good at it. So you might have different art projects, different art stations all around your room or your apartment or your house. You probably have a bunch of jewelry you made yourself. Your clothing might even have details of things you sewn in or added to it. You're always tinkering with something. Your hands are always moving. Your home space is probably absolutely beautiful and really interesting. And you probably, have a pretty good hand on like digital art as well. Like maybe you're somebody who likes to share your work online, or, I definitely just see like you're always putting your unique touch on every single thing that you do. And perhaps you never really fit in growing up, because a lot of artists don't. Like sometimes you'll find refuge in your art classes in school, or maybe you have the opportunity to find the right art program for you for higher education, but it's not always that way. Sometimes you don't always realize you're an artist till later, or you don't get those opportunities or those privileges sometimes. So, but I think that people admire the fact that you've always held on to this side of yourself, and that you're always, working to achieve in this area of your life, and you're not afraid to come out and say, this is who I am. And, people really, they see what, the gifts that you bring, and that you're channeling this wonderful energy down. And even people who aren't into energy and that kind of stuff, and who might just see things a little bit different, more logically, what you see, what did you get, surface level kind of looking or kind of perspective. Those people might even say that, that you have a gift, that they don't understand it, that, it's incredible, and, kind of defies logic, common sense, whatever. And that's what I'm going to say. People definitely love the fact they think that you're gifted. And I think it's your personality too, because if you're going to create such beautiful artwork like you do, you have a wonderful personality and you have a lot that you want to share. And, you might have a really friendly or comfortable, pleasant facade, maybe even lean on like being a little bit more shy, but beneath you have a wonderful interior. You're someone that kind of like your artwork, the more you look into it, the deeper it goes, kind of the more symbolism there might be, or you are someone who has depth, is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people see that depth to you. So I also can't stop looking at this little wing. I don't know why that's like coming out of the foot right here. That does make me think that you're somebody who has a very blessed path, that people might think, well, I don't know how things work out for you, but wow, like you always choose your art and your expression, and it might have not always been the easy road, but there have been a lot of synchronicities, a lot of blessings, a lot of doors opening, a lot of things you celebrated, but definitely, a lot of fear and setbacks and, you know, afraid, am I going to be able to continue to get support with this and everything? But I just see like things have been coming together and you're building your dreams, and people know that about you. They look at you and they know you're not playing. So I love that. Next, we're going to look into what personal needs are you neglecting, okay? So we will get you some advice in a minute, but we got to go there. We're going to see if there's any personal needs you're neglecting, you know, any ways you're not showing yourself self-love. Don't try to be perfect. So that's what's going on, you know, and I can imagine, like, you know, there's so much pressure on you. That's basically just what I felt was, and it could even be that you're at a time in your career or on your path as an artist, where you have a lot expected of you, or there's a lot of people watching you, or you've been given a lot of opportunity, or you're about to step into a world of opportunity. And so your guides are really trying to tell you, don't try to be perfect. That might be a way that you're not showing yourself as much self-love, because you could be really hard on yourself. You could be really critical. There's this joke I like to tell sometimes, like a true artist is never done with their work, you know, never finished. There's been so many times that I've, you know, taken a framed painting off the wall and putting it back on the floor and tried to touch it up and then realized, no, I need to put it back. Or maybe I've posted a picture or something and then I deleted it because I thought, oh no, it's not ready yet, or it doesn't look right, or it needs different lighting or something, you know. Like a lot of us artists, we tend to always be so critical and want to constantly be tweaking and editing things. And sometimes we have to learn to sit back and, you know, let things be a work in progress and know that sometimes the most imperfect creations are the most beautiful. I mean, you can even look at different types of art and see how sometimes these imperfect things are actually a lot more natural and a lot more organic and a lot more authentic, and that can be beautiful too. So yeah, don't try to be perfect. So how can you practice more self-love? How can you practice more self-love? Let's go ahead and pull some of these cards and see if we can get a direct message. How can you practice more self-love? Finding confidence, grieving, realize devotion. Okay, so this is a very simple message. I think this is kind of a message where you're at right now. Like, you are definitely in the process of finding your confidence, potentially as an artist, but even just as a person, just you. And I think your guides are saying that you need to realize that there is some grieving that you're going through at this process right now, at this time. Maybe not to run away from it, maybe not to try to push past it, but just to welcome it and realize it's okay to go through a grieving process. Sometimes these processes will just last a couple days. Sometimes it's a longer time, you know, according to the severity of the loss. You know, a lot of times it's loss in our life that leads to grieving. And sometimes when we're going through changes and we're getting opportunities, just like you are, we do mourn the loss of earlier versions of ourselves or the past, you know. And so I think this is a very specific message based off of, you know, where you're at right now. But your guides just want you to realize that by being devoted to your grieving process, that you're going to find confidence. You know, I think that, you know, for you, the processing, the grieving, a lot of it does have to do with the art that you make, a lot of energy. You feel things a lot deeper than most people. A lot of artists do. And so, you know, this is a catalyst for you to create with. You know, there's this message not to, you know, that every artist needs time to take a break and pull back. But once you feel like you're getting stuck in a funk, or you're getting the writer's block or the artist block, you know, to, you know, maybe spend some time touching in with your feelings a little bit, allowing yourself to grieve. Maybe that will get you going again. Use whatever it is as inspiration. So beautiful. How can you treat yourself to something that is relaxing, okay? And maybe rejuvenating and healing, because you definitely deserve it. There's so many ways to show ourselves self-love, but this is one of them. How can you treat yourself to something that's relaxing and rejuvenating? Oh yeah, Okay, so I just got this message. I just kind of heard like sign up for it. I don't know what that was, but I kind of got this vision of you signing up for that class, signing up for that thing that you always, maybe it's a trip. It's something you've been wanting to do for a long time. You felt like lately you've just had a lot of energy coming at you from all different directions, maybe a lot going on, a lot of different fires to put out. It could be that you're like really working on building your foundation right now. I don't know if it's a starving artist situation. It could also just be that there's so many amazing opportunities coming in for you during this season that it's like you haven't had that time for yourself. But so your guys are telling you just to be strong, but they are saying it will strengthen you to be able to do something for yourself. So to me, this felt like signing up for a yoga class, or maybe signing up to learn something that would be, because as an artist, you maybe you just want to learn something for fun, like metalworking, or I don't know, pottery. Maybe there's something you want to just do for yourself that doesn't have to be marketable or sellable or whatever. You got to have your own projects too. And so your guides are saying maybe doing something for yourself, signing up for the class or for the retreat or for that travel opportunity, something like that. So I hope that resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 3, how can you increase your sense of self-love? We're going to get started with the first part of the spread, and that's the card that you chose. And the question is, what do people love about you? So what is it that people are just really drawn to about you? Because sometimes, like when we're not really showing ourselves a lot of self-love, it's because we're not really feeling ourselves. We don't always have that ability to see ourselves the way others see us. Sometimes I look at my clients or my friends and I just think, man, if only like you could see yourself the way that I do or the way that others do. And I've even had that told to me before. I think we can tend to be our own worst critics sometimes, right? So this is just going to really help you set this reading off with a confidence boost. Let's get into it. The star. Oh my goodness. So you're getting the star. So what do people love about you? And we're getting the star. Well, first of all, the star is kind of a rebellious card. It's somebody who might have struggled in the past and like left a lot behind them, but has become really independent and really confident and like really vulnerable in their authenticity, and has come out into the world, maybe offered their talents and gifts, or just kind of gotten into their own flow and rhythm in life, and left behind a lot of oppression, and now they're living their best life. This is the star. Sometimes it does represent somebody who like has a little bit of fame or fortune behind them, somebody who is does well in front of others, but it's also somebody who's really balanced their energies, and it's just such a beautiful card. And so people see you as someone that's a lot like that. Like you're really balanced. You're someone to come to like for advice. You're really playful. People love to hang out with you and just talk forever. People know that you've been through a lot, and like they really admire you for that. They see you as somebody who's really strong and inspiring and uplifting, and people also see you as someone, they do see your natural confidence, and they look at you and they think that you're meant for big things, or you're destined for greatness, or they really admire you. They think you're special, they think you're interesting, like you're set apart, you're very, very unique. So I could go on forever, but I see some really great qualities here with the star card. So next we're just going to get into it. What personal needs have you been neglecting? Okay, so maybe this is like, how are you not really showing yourself self-love? So what personal needs have you been neglecting? This will help you to kind of know where to work on. It is time to open up. That makes a lot of sense, because with the star is like one of your main cards here. It does show that like you might have had to protect yourself a little bit in order to have this big glow up and this big transformation, and your guides are saying like you're the star now, you can go around, like you can open up, maybe it's time to increase your network or make more friends. They really want you to open up. It also might be like opening up to receive opportunities. So maybe, yeah, you've been neglecting this need to open up. There's a part of you that wants to come out, that wants to be the star, that wants to be the butterfly, but you could just be hiding in the cocoon because maybe you're nervous that something bad's going to happen, the other shoe's going to drop, or that you may be a little bit nervous about just coming out, showing the wings, you know? How did you get addicted? All right, so this could be talking about addictions. Maybe some of you guys look at this and you know what's going on, but you know what they say, the first step is to admit you have a problem, and no one's gonna really ever admit they have a problem till it gets bad or there's like an intervention. So your guides are kind of telling you, like, remember that there a lot of things can be addictions, not just hard drugs or alcohol, although maybe you're watching this and that's what you're dealing with. But you know, your guides are saying that, like, sometimes, you know, it's interesting getting this next to the it's time to open up card. Sometimes this comes up in addiction because you are trying to close yourself down, or you're hiding away from opportunities, you're shrinking back, you're kind of holding your light. And also sometimes it's because we don't want to feel certain things, we want to numb certain things out, we're not ready to process certain things, or we're self-medicating. And so your guides are definitely saying, feel your emotions. So it could be that you've got some addictions, or you're struggling opening up right now. And so, you know, allowing yourself time to feel your emotions. And I like this picture where this person's like in the water. Like myself personally, I always feel so comfortable when I'm in nature, when I'm by the water. I'm able to think and really feel my emotions, give myself time. A lot of the messages from today, honestly, overall have been about slowing down so you can feel your emotions or touch bases with yourself. You know, sometimes that's one of the best ways we can bring ourselves self-love. So that leads me to the next part of the spread, which is how can you give yourself more self-love? So how can you practice more self-love? Well, there's something about maybe like imposter syndrome coming up here, because your guides are saying like you're worthy to express your ambition, you're worthy to go out into the world and, you know, and create the things you want to create and claim the things that you want to claim. But sometimes we get stuck in indecision because, and a lot of times the root to that, or because we're afraid that if we make the wrong choice, something bad's going to happen to us, or we feel like we don't have the support, whether that's financial or emotional or, you know, confidence wise, where we feel like we don't have the support to make the choice. You know, we could also feel like, you know, what will other people think if I do this? So we stay stuck in indecision, because sometimes it's easier to just stay stuck there for a little while, let time pass, instead of taking that risk and, you know, and facing, you know, well, what's going to happen? And so your guides are saying, you know, the easiest way to kind of solve that is to just really start anchoring yourself in the energy of the worthiness. Like, you're worthy to express your ambition. Why not? So many other people are doing it. So many other people are going out into this world from all different kinds of situations, all different kinds of backgrounds, and claiming their destiny, claiming their birthright, claiming abundance, claiming peace, claiming positivity, claiming love. And it's a choice. It's a choice. It's what we talk about a lot on this planet. It's not about perfectness. It's not about like never having something bad happen or being all perfect, right? But it's really getting that energy of worthiness, because we end up telling ourselves all the time that we're not good enough, we're not ready, that we don't have enough, that it's only going to happen for these types of people and not me. We like categorize things and we put up blockages and walls that hold us off from being able to have that peace. And I'm not talking about the difference between going from, you know, like where you're at to be multimillionaire, billionaire or something. I'm just talking about you getting to the next level, or you getting to a place where you feel content, or maybe a little bit safer or more peaceful, or where you feel like you don't have to be putting fires out all the time, stressed out. So your guides are just like, look, it all starts with worthiness. And this is the cliche, like it's all in the mindset kind of talk we're having right now. It is all about the mindset, but I would start with an affirmation, maybe like, every day reminding yourself, I'm worthy to express my truth into this world, or I'm worthy to be myself, my true self. Really focusing on, doing some writing or some mantras to really get that in your head that like you really are worthy. And you can practice that too by just even if you're not feeling it, sometimes taking radical action in that direction, like doing things to express your ambitions into the world, can also help too. Sometimes we leap and the net will appear. Sometimes we have to feel the fear and do it anyway and make those decisions, and we'll build confidence from that along the way. Now, this last part of the spread is really fun, and we're just looking into, is there any way you can, treat yourself to something that's like relaxing and special sometime soon? So what can you do to treat yourself to something that's relaxing and special? Okay. So there's definitely something about like a financial investment. Maybe you're like a material girl or something like that, but it does seem like I saw the High Priestess, and I I immediately thought about maybe going to like a crystal shop or something like that and picking up some new things and some new candles, or getting a reading. Cuz High Priestess, and then they got the 6 or the 8 of Pentacles. But I did think like doing something small, like to me it felt like, a new crystal or a new necklace, or maybe something, getting your nails done or doing something sweet for yourself. And it's funny because we got the 2 of Hearts, 2 of Cups, like maybe just allowing yourself to indulge in something that you love, little things like, I really love makeup. You guys know that. So sometimes when, I'm indulging, I'll treat myself to a nice new product or lipstick. I always love to get new crystals myself. I love candles. I love incense. So, I just kind of got this vibe like, treating yourself to something little. And it might even be just like a little investment into self-love. Sometimes your love language is gifts. So you have to give yourself those little gifts sometimes if you're a gift person. And it's not always about buying things or retail therapy, or getting yourself things you don't need, or trying to make yourself feel better through material things. But sometimes it is the little things, and sometimes we cut ourselves off from feeling like we have the right to treat ourselves or get those little things we like, or have something to look forward to. So your guides are just reminding you, show yourself you're worthy. That little thing you've been wanting to get, or that pair of shoes or whatever, just do it, and make it a treat for yourself. Make it special for yourself. So I hope that resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out.